Long Island Breakfast Club show. Grab a cup of coffee or hot cocoa. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. Grab a cup of Java or espresso. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. Tina Valentina is the host, you see. She's as classy as she can be. The co-host Greg has a lot to say. Well, he wouldn't have it any other way. Grab a cup of coffee or espresso with the Long Island Breakfast Club show. I say rise and shine, get up and go. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. Grab a cup of coffee or hot espresso with the Long Island Breakfast Club show. Another cup of Java or espresso. Another cup of coffee or hot cocoa. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is Thursday, February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
As you see, we're still celebrating Valentine's Day because we had our big show last Thursday for Valentine's. We had the couple of the year on, beautiful woman who made a movie called I'll Be There Too. And she basically made a movie about her life with breast cancer for a year. And it was every day she did a video. And from the beginning of the video to the end, she looked like a totally different person, and she grew and grew and grew. And she helps all these great women who have breast cancer and gives them so much joy and love. And her husband were on our show last week, and it was wonderful. And Bruce Blakeman came, our county exec, and it was beautiful. This place was full of, as we call it, love is in the air. And so it was really nice. So how was your Valentine's Day, everybody? Good?
Very nice.
Yeah, you're all dressed in nice colors with the black and red, which is, this is the time of year for that. So, but today, we always start the day off with what today is. Does anybody know what today is? No? There's a national day every day. Did you know that? Well, it's National Gumdrop Day.
Oh, okay.
So everybody gets a little gumdrop.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
And the reason that it is because, well, gumdrops are unique candy.
Thank you.
They have gelatin, and it's similar to Jell-O, but it's more dense. And they're typically with fruits, spices, and eaten during the winter. So it celebrates all the things related to gumdrops, including the history. You should all really look it up because it's interesting of the history of how it became a national day.
Okay.
All right, and this is good also for kids to look up every day. And sometimes, you know, I have some friends in the school industry where each kid once a week brings in something on the national day.
Oh, that's
But then I guess you have to worry about allergies and things
Right.
like that. So I don't, you know. But it's also Random Acts of Kindness Week. And to me, a random act of kindness could just be anything as simple as I have a few of these left. When I leave, give them to somebody in the street and say, you know, enjoy it. It's National Gumdrop Day. Or if you see someone and you work in an office that they're so grumpy all the time, smile. Say, how are you today? Because today, between COVID and all the negative that has been going on, we need more love.
We do. Definitely do.
And what's a better time to have love is in February.
Right.
February is the love month.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
So, but anyway, I'd like to welcome our great people today from the Grace Lutheran School from Malvern, New York, who is sort of like my neighbors. I lived in West Hempstead for 27 years, and I'm sorry to say I've never been in the school, but now I can't wait to come after talking to all these lovely ladies. So on my left here, I have the principal, Wanda Walters, who's dressed to the nines in Valentine's, which really that I love. And she's been the principal at the school for, what did you tell me, 60? No. 60? No, you're not 60.
I've been the principal for 23 years.
Wow. And the school's been around.
64 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you look very young, let me tell you. And then I have this other wonderful lady who is sitting next to her, and that is Patricia Ann Dombrowski.
Correct.
And I was raised Polish, so I know how to say it.
Okay,
I
yes,
went
you
to
said it
school
well.
with a man, Dombrowski, from Floral Park.
Okay.
I don't know if he's a
Richie
relative.
Dombrowski?
Maybe, yes.
I know a Richie
Maybe.
Dombrowski from New Hyde Park.
St.
I went to
Edward's
school
Church?
with him. It could be. I don't know.
I think I know Richie Dombrowski.
Could be.
We went to St. Edward's.
Small world. It could be.
So if you know him, tell him Valentina
I will do.
Tassoni said hello.
Okay, will do.
So thank you for coming.
Yeah, my pleasure.
And then on the right, I have Antoinette Hamler Shervington.
Yes.
That sounds like you're a woman of grace.
Sounds like I have money shoving. It is of the British descent.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I love that.
Ah, thank you.
So thank you all for coming. We have a lot to talk about. And I think what I'd like to start with is with Wanda. I mean, you've been around a long time. The school, from what I'm learning a lot today, 62 years is a long time for it to be here. You go from nursery to 6th grade.
Yes, nursery through 6th grade. We have many programs, variety of programs for preschool, 2s, 3s, and 4s, and then we have K through 6. We have full days, we have half days, we have 2, 3, 4, 5 days a week, 3 full days, you name it, we have it.
That we do.
Yes.
Wow. And is it involved with the religion and the church? I mean, how does it work? I know you
Yes.
have a lot of missions and things that you talk about.
Yes. Well, definitely. The school is a mission of the church, so it's Grace Lutheran Church and School. And we service children from all surrounding communities, as far east as Farmingdale, Corm, as far west as Far Rockaway, and everything in between. It is of the Lutheran denomination, but children do not have to be a Lutheran to attend the school.
So you can attend the school no matter what religion.
No matter what religion. We accept all religions. We're non-denominational.
And how does someone, that's interested find out about? Where do they go? I mean, do they just come and visit, make an appointment?
Yes.
What's the process?
So a lot of our interest is from word of mouth. Because
Isn't that life, though?
It is.
Yep.
It is. It's life. It's wonderful.
Life. Absolutely.
And people have gone on the internet, word of mouth. They have called the school, Mrs. D. We call her Mrs.
I
D.
heard
She's
something.
lovingly known as Mrs. D. That's
I
the
did
term
some
of
research,
endearment.
and there's
Yes.
a lot of things about Mrs. D that I'm hearing.
Oh, absolutely.
And I find out everything because I'm a networker.
Yes, yes,
So
yes, yes.
Mrs. D,
Yes.
D-E-E, I guess they call you,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So let's talk about that.
She's the admissions director, so go ahead.
Admissions,
Mrs. D.
which, you know what, I had a job once for a business school on the LIE. I lasted 2 weeks because it was a little tough. And I wound up in a snowstorm on the LIE for 4 hours. I said, I can't take this job because I'm going to wind up being there forever. But I did like the admissions.
I love the
So
admissions.
tell us, how did that start? Have you always been in admissions?
Well, that's an interesting story. I started as my husband called me the hot dog lady. I started in the lunchroom
Really?
27 years ago.
Interesting.
And I was also the kindergarten assistant, but just a few hours a day. Mostly I was in the lunchroom. And then I became friends with Mrs. Walters, who was actually a teacher at the time.
Really? And now you're the principal.
And now
Yes.
she's the principal. So from there, Mrs. Walters, when she became principal, had me stay for after school a few hours a day. I was the assistant to the after school director. Now I am the after school director. I am the admissions director. I am also the kindergarten assistant full-time, which is my happy place. I love being with
So
the
you have
kindergartners.
15 hats.
Yeah, I also run a
hats.
summer camp for almost 20
Yes.
years,
Yeah.
and I teach Sunday school there, so I'm a member of
Does
the
a lot.
church also.
Mrs. D wears all
I
hats.
love
every
it.
day.
Every
I
And you
love
could
it.
She's
see
the
the way
rock
you
of
speak
Grace.
about it.
I could have
Yes.
retired years ago, but I'm there
Yes.
because I love it.
Because you love
Very
it.
nice. So you
fine.
live in the area, New Hyde Park?
And yeah, like 5 blocks away.
Oh my goodness. Do you know how many
Doesn't get
people
better
I
than
know
that.
from New Hyde Park? I grew up in Floral Park.
I grew up in New Hyde Park, but moved to Malvern, so yeah.
Well, Malvern is beautiful.
It is.
Oh.
It's very quaint. Well, that's what Grace Lutheran is, quaint. Just like we're a little bubble. We've stood still. Time has stood still. It's just God-centered, we pick.
Yeah.
God picks the best parents
Yes,
to bring their
we
children
have
to
the
our
best
school.
parents. Oh, yes.
Amazing,
a
amazing place.
blessing.
I
Well,
can't say enough
that's
about
where
it.
this Antoinette,
That's where
Yes.
she
Miss-
comes in.
Miss Antoinette
Absolutely.
Hamler Shrivington. Your children went to that school for
My-
a very long time.
My daughter started there first grade, and she went all the way through sixth grade, and she started out. But the thing that I think is important for anyone listening, that I found as a parent, that my child embraced from the moment she walked through the door. And I saw that with other children. From the moment, the first thing they see is Mrs. Walters, who's usually standing at the door to greet them by name.
Absolutely.
By name, and to ask the parents about what's going on and how they're doing, and is there anything that the staff needs to be aware of for that day, because children go home and things happen. And I just love the love that they get. Once they cross over the threshold, they have Miss D standing there, and I cannot tell you, I mean, I witnessed it myself, the kids just would rush. She was like the Pied Piper of love.
Well, that sounds like it, yes.
They would all rush. And I'm
do.
talking about from the little teeny babies all the way to the sixth graders, who of course they're at the top of the chain now, but they still love to get their Miss D hug. And I think
yeah.
that's, for me, it was priceless. I mean, I'm an educator myself, and I work for public school. I just recently retired, and I enjoyed the small class size as opposed to 30 students in a class.
How many kids are in the class?
Right now, our largest is 15, so we have
That's a
between 10
great-
and 15.
That's pretty.
That's the
nice.
average, yes.
Get a lot of one-on-one.
Absolutely,
Definitely.
absolutely.
Yes.
And so for my daughter, as an only child, going in, she was socialized in a Christian environment.
Right.
And I think that, so there are two parts to the school that I found were very stellar. It was the discipleship. Every child was made to feel special. Every child was encouraged to do their very best, no matter what level it was. And every child was able to see the tangible rewards that came out of doing their best every day. And you talk about caring and being the hands and feet of Jesus and what that looks like. It's really all about love. And I have to tell you, when Brianna went to Grace Lutheran, it was diverse in the sense that we had the Wong family. Do you remember
Yes,
the Wong
yes,
family?
Was that as in the
We
Wong,
had,
David Wong?
The Pineda family.
yes,
That
yes.
was-
We had people from Haiti, the Haitian, and it was incredible. It was just a beautiful place of all children to feel valued,
Yes.
to feel that they were worth, and then the academics, and I have to, I don't want to monopolize the
No,
conversation.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
They go.
But look, can I take off my jacket? Okay, so I get excited when it comes to talking about Grace Lutheran. And my
obviously.
child is 24 years old, by the way. She'll be 24 this year.
great.
But when we talk about her education and where she started and where she is now, it always goes back to Grace Lutheran Day School. And I cannot tell you how much we love
Thank you,
and
Mrs.
appreciate
Sherry.
you.
And we love
and
you.
even
really
when she
nice.
graduated from sixth grade, because they only go up to sixth grade, these women have been a part of her journey along the way.
After.
So yes, the college graduation. I know Miss D was ill. Miss Walters was there. She came to her
Well, it
graduation.
sounds
Some
like
of the teachers came.
yeah.
So they addressed the child in school, but also out of school.
It sounds to me like you're traveling with the child, and then once they graduate, you're still with them
Yes.
Yes.
because of
yes.
the church and the
Definitely.
Still
other.
They
keep
come
in
back to
contact.
visit us.
Go on.
Still
Yep.
keep in contact.
Definitely.
That's
Yes.
wonderful.
That's the
and
other
you're still
hat that
involved,
Miss
correct?
D has. Well, I'm at service whenever called upon, no matter what day, time, because of what they gave my daughter. How can I not give back to the school?
Now, what
And
is your daughter going to school for now?
No,
College.
she's working on her master's
Oh,
degree
that's
now for
wonderful.
school counseling.
Counseling
she'll
is
be done
very important.
in June this year.
And today, in this world that we live in, counseling is the number one job going
yes.
forward.
Absolutely, the
Definitely.
mental
Believe
health
that or not.
crisis
Definitely.
the
And who would
country is
think that
in.
that would be? It was always tech.
Right.
Tech,
Right.
that tech is very important, but counseling is the number one right now money from the government that they're spending
Yeah.
to help people out there,
Tremendously
kids,
needed.
adults, everything.
It's needed.
Very much needed.
And I think that compassion that Brianna has emanated from each year that
Teacher.
she was at Grace.
the people.
not only the people but the community service that so there's the town of Malvern or the village of
Yes.
Malvern, and they
beautiful.
always had the different activities that the students
Students
at
were part
Grace
of.
Lutheran also participated in the community.
Which is wonderful.
And
That's the
it
most
was
important.
amazing.
Yeah, most important.
Amazing. And so, I'm just so grateful that my daughter had that experience.
So it sounds like, at your school that kids have to be part of the process of doing community work, correct?
Yes, and we do a lot of community work. We just started, the Girl Scouts, because we have a Girl Scout troop in our school, and they just did an initiative, Little Dresses for Africa, where there's this remote village in Africa, and the children aren't allowed to go to school because they don't have dresses. So we just did a pillowcase collection where Mrs. Gibson, one of our parents, the Girl
Sews.
Scout leader, she had the Girl Scouts sew pillowcases together, and also teachers came on Saturday, and they made cotton dresses. Had to be 100% cotton.
Beautiful little
love
dress.
it.
Yes.
Mrs. D just did a drive with coats and not
With the
coats, but
confirmation
hats.
class, hats and coats
Hats
and
and
Very
coats.
gloves.
nice.
to
And
the
then you
These
ship
are
them
sneakers.
to the
Yes.
You
what
ship
part?
them.
Where is it that you ship them to? Is it a
I
special?
brought them to the inn.
Oh, the inn, and then
Yeah.
they ship.
We
it.
do
Yes,
it
they ship,
locally.
yes.
Yes.
That's very,
We
very
also
nice.
service the New Life Food Pantry in
Yes.
Uniondale.
Yes,
Right,
I've heard of that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so we do a lot of community
that's
service
so
and
important
outreach.
for
Very
kids.
important.
Especially when they're young.
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Yes,
Because
and they
it
want to help.
travels with them
Yes.
all the way up.
It
Well,
does.
it does.
They
It
want to
really
help.
does. They really do, and they become little leaders, and they know how to organize and how to galvanize their energies to make a difference in somebody else's life.
Yes.
And that
Yes.
is what has followed my daughter. She has put that in every grade level, every institution, even at the college level, and even now she's part of many organizations where she gives back to the community.
Well, that's very important.
It
I
is.
always say, be the difference.
yeah.
Make the difference. But the
Absolutely.
word be is the verb.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's where you're putting your hands on
Yes.
and you're saying
Absolutely.
you're
Yes.
being the difference.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And it's very important for the kids to understand the difference.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
It sounds like you guys are
Absolutely.
doing wonderful there.
Yes.
So, are you looking for recruits always, right?
All the time.
Always.
And how do people, do they come and do a tour?
Yes.
I mean, do you have like an open house
Yes.
coming up? How does that work?
Okay, so we definitely have an open house, in-person open house, but every day is open
Every
house.
day is open
so
house.
if you
Anybody
call,
could come.
Anyone can call. We're available. As long as you are willing to come, we are available, and we are willing to give a tour every day. People can call. Also, we have social media that people can see, when we have open house. And
Yeah, and you have a website. What
we
is
have
the
a
website?
glcas.org.
Okay.
That is our website.
And I would think that you have interest just from some of the media that you have out there already.
Yes.
But I think that whenever you do have something really special, is this open house coming up soon? Or I know it's every day, but is there anything special coming up?
Well, we just completed our winter
finished
open house in January. Okay, and prior to that, we had an open house in November.
Okay, so
We
you'll
have
do something in
another
the
one
spring?
In May.
May.
In May, yes.
Okay, well, that's the end of the year, right? That's when you're coordinating for the following year.
Right.
Correct.
Right. And all summer long,
Right.
because we're
And
there in the summer also for
How
summer
about the
programs.
theater? Do you have a little theater or an auditorium where you do plays? And
So we
things
have our
and such?
gym, our gymnasium. That's our multi-purpose area, and we have a spring concert. We have a winter concert. We have Easter programs for the small children. We have a Black History Assembly coming up on March 1st. So we do a lot of things in our multi-purpose gym.
So if somebody goes to your website, they can see all these things that are happening?
Yes,
Yes.
they can see
All
a
at
lot of
once?
pictures. Yes.
Very nice, very nice. And what's your biggest thrill that you've been a principal there for so long, that something that, was achieved, just, is it the way the people feel when they leave? Is it the graduation has to be
Oh, yeah.
so emotional?
It is.
Because they're leaving you after all those years.
Yes. So you have to like your job.
That's in
And-
any job.
Right.
Yes, that's in any job.
Definitely.
Being in the educational field, if you know, is not an easy task, but I love what I do. And I
Well,
love
then
what
it's
I
not
do.
work.
That's not.
I
work.
love what I do because of the students to see where they are. I'm in the street, students approaching me all the time. And I look at my own 3 children who attended Grace Lutheran School.
How nice is that?
And
They
and,
did.
and my daughter, who is 29, she is a child life specialist at Children's Cohen's Hospital.
I love it.
Oh.
And
love
even through, you talk about community service,
Yeah.
even in college, she went
Yeah.
to China,
Yes.
she went to South Africa, and she
Yes.
helped paint a house for those that were in need.
Yes,
So, and it stems from the foundation. And the
No.
foundation is Grace Lutheran. Yes. As you get into middle school and high school, you begin to formulate and, and become an adult. But it's about the beginning.
The
it's about the
formative
basics.
years.
And
Foundation.
everyone needs a foundation.
And-
And I
and-
believe that
yes.
Grace Lutheran gives a firm and a strong foundation
does.
for us. Because I see it in my own children. My son, who's 28, he's a hospital chaplain.
Yeah.
And that
wow.
in Florida, and that comes from, I believe, Grace and,
yes,
and the values.
absolutely.
And then my youngest son, he's an entrepreneur, and he also
Yeah.
works with students that have special needs.
Well, special needs
You
is
know,
very important
yeah,
too.
so I do attribute that to their upbringing, to their education, to the teachers, and to the environment, and Mrs. D.
Mrs.
And
D.
Mrs.
Because
D
she was
did
there for all 3 of my children.
everything.
So she's there
Yes,
for
I was
everything.
lucky enough to have all 3 of her children in kindergarten.
Yeah.
But what she's not saying is part of the success of Grace is because of Mrs. Walters.
Oh, absolutely.
She knows what
course.
it's like to be a teacher. She
Yes.
knows what it's like to be a parent because her children went all through.
Absolutely.
And she's obviously an excellent leader, and she leads by example.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
she expects the best from all of us because she gives
Right.
the best of herself all the time,
Absolutely.
24/7. Makes all the difference, right, Mrs.
So-
It
Shervington?
really makes all the difference, and I just want to pause because we're talking about a lot of love and affirmation, but I just want to take a slight turn, also giving kudos to you both because, you send your child to private school, and yes, there are things that you want them to receive, but you also want them to come out with a stellar academic education where they can compete
Absolutely.
globally.
Absolutely.
No matter when they leave 6th grade, they have to go on, whether it's going on to a public school or continuing in a Catholic school or Lutheran. And I will tell you, the one thing that I just enjoyed the most was that every grade level, and I'm going to use 4th grade for an example because 4th grade sticks out in my mind. We did so much in 4th grade, every grade, 4th, 5th, 6th. But I'm just going to use this one as an example. And then now maybe I have to go to 3rd grade. So let's go to 3rd grade. 3rd grade, the students had to read a book called Chocolate Fever.
Yes,
What
yes.
is that about?
Yes.
Tell us what the book
Okay,
is about.
so when I taught,
'Cause we're gonna talk.
Mrs. Walters
I
did
taught
it.
at Grace for 12 years. I taught 6th grade for 6 years, and I taught 3rd grade for 6 years. And Chocolate Fever is a chapter book about a student that loved chocolate so much that he developed chocolate measles.
Oh, cute.
And he had to come up with a cure for the chocolate fever. So the cure was vanilla.
It's a grandma book.
Yes, yes.
It's
For a grandchild.
It's
Yeah.
a grandma book. But
Yes.
there's so many metaphors that the children
Yes.
got to. How do you deal with struggles
Yes.
and issues? But the thing that I really enjoy is they take the abstract and they put it with the experiential. So we had Godiva
Yes,
chocolate.
thanks
Yes,
to
we
you.
did.
Yes, we
to
did.
Grace
Yes, we
Lutheran.
did.
Nothing is impossible with private school. I loved it.
That's great.
Godiva
Yep.
came from
Yes.
Roosevelt Field
Yes,
yes.
with the
Liz.
vats and fruit and
Yep.
dipped the chocolate.
Yes.
The children had a big
Yep.
thing about they had all types of chocolate and the difference between the milk chocolate and the dark
Yeah.
chocolate and
That's
this
very
chocolate
nice.
and where
That
is it
was
coming
very
from?
good.
And that's where
and it
they
was
learning.
just
Yes.
it was incredible.
Yes.
It was incredible.
It was an event.
Yes.
It was
It
an
was an
event.
event.
Yes.
It was.
And then in 4th grade, when they had to learn about the Native American people
yes.
of the land,
Yes.
we had
Yes.
the Shinnecock tribe from out east come to Grace Lutheran.
right.
It was phenomenal when they
Yes.
brought the artifacts.
Did you wear your hats that day?
Yeah, they
They had those
came.
hats
They
on?
came.
Yeah,
It was
everything.
just,
Yep.
it was just so nice that because it is a private school, that the administration and of course that would be the two of you and,
And
the teachers
parents like you that
would
have
be
the
willing
connections.
to work together and
Yes.
say where can we take this
The
abstract
next
Yes.
thing, right.
and how can we make it so that the children are excited about learning
Right.
and want to learn more and want to
And-
look forward to the next grade
Right.
level.
And that's
Right.
where hands-on comes.
And that's where the hands invaluable. You can't put a price tag on it.
Right.
5th grade comes along. Now we're talking politics, government.
Yes.
We went to Washington D.C.
Yes,
Yes,
we
we
did.
And we went inside
Yes,
to the White House.
We
Yes.
did.
White
we
House
did.
is-
Stayed
for
going
2
to
days.
the
Yeah.
White House and on the floor, the congressional
Wow.
floor.
Yes.
Phenomenal.
We did.
Yes,
yes,
we did.
Wonderful.
Yes,
Yes,
we
we
did.
That's
I
a
know
lot.
that coming up, they're
Yes.
going to have the relationship with Brookhaven National
we
Laboratory
are
because the
going there,
STEM
yes.
technology is what's
That's very
critical and
big.
in focus
Yes.
right
yes,
now.
Yes.
Yes.
So the school was up with the time.
Yes.
That's a lot of permission slips.
That's a lot of
That is
I did do that, right?
That is a lot of permission.
And
But
this
it
is
was
where
memorable for everyone.
everything
but it's
Yes.
really
it's
has to be
memorable.
done
Yes.
properly, and that's why people do register their children in private schools.
Yeah.
And this school sounds phenomenal.
And we have to work as a community. So
Right, yeah.
we weren't able to do all of those things without Mrs. Shervington,
Yes.
who was a parent that had connections that was able to initiate all of that.
Right.
So it's because
Right.
of Mrs. Shervington why we were able to expand so much. So
And just
Continue
as a
to thank you, Mrs.
parent, you're
Sherman.
welcome. But just as a parent, you know, we all have connections. You mentioned those connections
Oh,
yourself
definitely.
prior to.
Yes.
So there's different organizations, and it starts with the letter of introduction.
Absolutely.
Who we are, what we want to achieve, and how can we help to shape the young minds of these future leaders.
Absolutely.
Who would say no to kids?
Right.
True. True. Now, you do scholarships at the end of what, 6th grade when they graduate? How does that work?
So we have tuition assistance
Okay.
for parents who are in need to enable them to attend the school. And that's from 2-year-olds all the way up to 6th
So
grade.
there's like a certain kind of
There's an
designation,
Yes,
application.
application, and they have to submit certain documents in order to qualify.
That's wonderful. I mean, I didn't realize that you had all of these extra bennies there.
Yes, we do.
Very, very nice. Very nice. And you're right there on Hempstead Avenue.
Hempstead
You have a
Avenue.
lot of nice restaurants nearby.
we do.
Yes, very
Yep.
quaint town.
Yes, I'm
the
sure all
mountain.
your
Yeah.
teachers probably go right across the street somewhere, right? Do you go to the little diner?
Yes.
What's the name of that diner?
Our Town.
Our Town Diner.
Our
Town,
Town
the
Grill.
bowling alley. I know
Yeah.
Miss D
We
had
went
the
bowling
affiliations
before.
Go there
with
lots,
the bowling alley.
And there's
down
the new
street for
restaurant,
kids.
Eva Russo.
Eva Russo.
Oh, yeah. it was
Mrs.
very
D's,
nice.
one of Mrs. D's
Yeah,
favorite
love that
restaurants.
We just went there a few weeks ago, and it was lovely.
Very good.
I never saw spaghetti made in a wooden bowl. They make
Wow.
spaghetti in a wooden bowl, no
wow.
water,
Wow.
with the sauce.
Oh, okay.
You should try it.
Wow.
And they do it right at your table.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
It's really nice. The owner is very nice. So
Yes, he is.
yeah,
yes.
we had a very nice time there. But Malvern is a beautiful town, and there's
Beautiful.
the Post, that nice store, that gentleman that has that nice
Oh,
like
yes.
Post store
Yes.
where everything is like so
White House.
pretty.
Yeah.
The house, the White
house,
House.
It's just so beautiful.
Yeah,
there.
so
It's
Malvern
just
is a very, very
beautiful,
sweet place to-
serene environment.
Yes.
To live. Yeah.
Especially during Christmas time when they have the
Yes.
tree lighting and they close off the streets and we're part of that.
Yeah,
and
we sing there.
We sing every
The Grace
Christmas.
So you
Choir
have
goes and
choir
sings
too,
at
a
the
nice
tree
choir?
lighting.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
yes.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Very nice.
Yes.
It sounds like it's just a wonderful place
Thank
for
you.
all the kids to go. So like you're like a visionary. So what's your vision for the future?
My vision for the future is to continue with high standards, curriculum.
Which is very important.
Absolutely.
Um, also, more children, more students.
You want more
Yeah,
students.
Of course,
Absolutely.
Yes.
of course. More programs, and we are getting more extracurricular activities.
Which is very important because
Very
that's where they grow even more.
Yes.
very
Yes.
important.
That's
very
that's
important.
true. So I was telling you, like you should try something a little unique, a little different. So you know, we at the Breakfast Club we do different, unique things as you see. What do you think of this
love
studio? Is this
Very nice.
Beautiful.
it's really a beautiful place, and
It's really nice.
our the person that owns this is Bobby Lacera. He's behind the scenes right now, but anything and everything can be done here. And all you have to do is put a call in, and I cook it up direct up to Bobby, and it's done with perfection and ease. And you'd never know that 20 minutes ago there was somebody else here,
Right.
and it's just changed. And there's different, different things that can be done all the way around.
I love
In any, I mean, we even have some people that do singing, religious singing here. It's very, very different. But everyone, all you have to do is go to Strong Island TV, look for the Long Island Breakfast Club show, share, like. And that's how it grows. So you have 100 friends, you have 100 friends, and so do you. And then when you share it, you say to your friends,
Please share.
please share, like and share.
Absolutely.
And that's how it works, believe it or not. But there's always a room for growth
Right.
and room for outsiders to, come in and talk to you if you have any interest, and people that are interest in coming in to talk to you, how do they reach you? What do they do? I mean, let's say someone just never heard of the school. So, you
So
know.
I just want to say our mantra is grace is the place.
Grace,
Grace
I
is the
like
Grace is
it.
definitely the
Grace
place.
is the place.
Grace is the
Absolutely.
place.
Absolutely.
And grace is
definitely
the place because of not only myself, but the staff. We have dedicated,
Absolutely.
committed,
Oh my God.
devoted
Absolutely.
teachers.
Absolutely.
That
Do you have a song?
no, we don't have a
Let's
song.
get
we
you
need
a
on a
song.
song. We need
Yeah,
to- we
that
need
would
that.
work
We
on
need
the
that.
song.
I can get you a
Absolutely.
song, no problem.
Okay,
I
get
just
us
got
a song.
mine.
Get us a song.
Okay.
And the children know grace is the place. Everyone
And
knows
then
grace is
the
the
know
kids
place.
have to
Grace is the
sing it
place.
every
Yes,
day.
that would be nice.
Our
That would be
Facebook
nice.
page is Grace is
Grace
the Place.
Yes,
is
it
the place.
is.
All right,
Find
that's
us,
it.
Grace is the
It
place.
is.
So it's the staff also, the teachers, the administrative, everything. Everyone makes grace the place. From a special teacher to the lunch supervisor and the recess. Everyone there makes grace the place. From parents to students.
I
to
like it.
staff.
I already have the
You have
vision.
it?
Well, you know,
Okay.
I'm a visionary too.
Okay.
And
I like different things, you know, and yet I could see it being a little cool. That's
Okay,
so,
it has
you
to be a
know,
little cool.
That's
Yeah.
what we need. We need
and
cool.
everybody has to wear something the same color.
Yes.
Okay.
You know.
Well, we're a uniform school,
Yeah.
Oh,
but
well, what color are your uniforms?
green, forest green tops and black bottoms.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So
Very nice. Where do you get your uniforms? At a certain
from
store?
Ideal Uniform,
Oh, I've
which
heard
is
of
in
them.
Limbrook.
Yes, close by too.
Yes.
Everything's local. That's what I like.
Yeah, everything
Local
is
is good.
local. You know, you talk about grace is the place. It is absolutely the place. Ms. D made reference that it takes you back to old school tradition, and even during Christmas, the pastor, they have chapel. The children sit in chapel, and they learn what discipleship means.
Yeah, well, that's
Every
true.
week.
Every week.
Every
When
Wednesday.
Brianna was
Yeah.
there, was Pastor James, and he would call them all
Yes.
up to the altar to come and sit around and just have a chat about what that meant.
Right.
Right.
You know, and
Very nice.
children were encouraged and challenged to go out and be a little disciple
Well,
to their classmates,
and
to
that's
their
very
neighbors,
nice,
to
yes.
the world. And it was just so amazing. And the thing that I wanted to point out was that, you know, sometimes you think that students have to be the high achievers to get recognized. No. That was the case when it came to their academic achievement, when they had the report cards and awards. But every single day, children got a chance to earn a discipleship recognition.
That's
A
really nice. So they get a little
discipleship-
certificate or
Oh,
something?
Yes.
A
Yeah.
little
Miss
certificate.
Sherrington happens to have
This is
several.
Brianna's
Oh,
book.
she's got a,
Now,
she's
Brianna
got a
will
book
tell
here,
you.
guys.
I know. I should.
How nice is
this
that?
is Brianna's little book, but I wanted to start
Well,
off
we all
with
have a
two
book
things.
for our kids.
Everybody
I
has
know.
a book.
Look at that.
That's her.
Brianna.
She's
She's
beautiful,
probably
Bree.
gonna say to me, "Mommy, you didn't put me on television."
Yes.
Oh,
Put her
she's
on
gonna
there.
beautiful.
But what I wanted to
Now,
start
this is
off
a
with
mom, okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
was that every child got to receive for their discipleship. Can you see that?
Yes, it's
I
beautiful.
just want to point out the
Yes,
year.
yes.
This is 2006.
Wow.
So she was
2006.
6.
So this is going
But-
on a very long
Going-
time.
yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
this right. And so, you know, whatever, just by being a good neighbor.
Yeah.
What did you learn in chapel? So you have the academic realm, and then you have shaping them,
The character,
and then
character
character
building.
development,
Yes.
Christian discipleship.
Yes.
And I just
Beautiful.
love that every child could do that. So that's the first way that children could get recognized. Now she has all of the
Yes,
academic as well,
absolutely.
and that's part of what.
But she'll
children
love this
would
for
do.
her children
She
someday.
loved
Yes.
it. But you
Yes.
know what? The other thing that every child got a chance to do was to earn recognition by just
Doing
being
the right
a good
thing.
student and
Being
doing
a
the
good
right
steward.
thing.
Exactly.
And so these little homework awards were given out if you did your homework on a consistent basis. So of course the children, it doesn't matter. It was the effort that they put behind, and
Yes,
then
that is beautiful.
what would yield that. These little coupons were supposed to be turned in so that you didn't have to do the homework the next day. My daughter said, "No, Mommy, I love doing Grace Lutheran homework." So she never turned, Brianna, she never turned her coupons in. She has all
She was
of
a
her
good
no
girl.
homework coupon awards.
That's from
you know.
2010. I'm looking
I
at the
don't
date.
even
what
know
you're
what the
showing.
dates are.
Well, Brianna, I
But-
hope you're going to be watching this and sharing this with all of your friends so they can congratulate you.
Well,
Because
you know, I thought it was important to bring that out. That,
It is.
You know, every child is validated for who they are and what they bring.
Yes.
and every mother
Very
has one
true.
of these. I
I
have to
bet,
tell you.
I bet so.
I have
I know I'm not alone.
Now I have one for my granddaughter.
Oh,
Okay.
wonderful! I love it. You
Because
have to have a,
my
I know
granddaughter
you have
now-
one for your son.
I do.
I know you
I
have
do,
all your
I do.
children's little
She's
books
in
and
George
things
Washington
like
University
that.
now,
Oh,
Oh,
my
nice.
gosh!
which was a
congratulations.
shock to me.
Very nice.
Awesome.
And I didn't want her to go. My daughter's like, Ma, she's going. I'm like,
That is-
how could she go that far away?
I love
She's doing fabulous.
Very
But again,
good.
she was a mama's girl, you know. I'm like, she's not gonna like it. Well, she loves it.
She loves
Very
it.
good.
Oh, that's such
And
It is
that all
wonderful.
stems from, like you say, being in an environment like what you're
nurturing,
in, the nurturing,
validating.
the people, the love. And I think what you're doing is fabulous. And
That's
we
the-
need people to, you
the
know,
mantra.
get involved. Go meet these ladies. They're
Come out,
fabulous.
take a tour of the
Come
school.
meet us.
Visit
Yes.
for a day.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
they can go and visit for a day and, you know, just kind of, you know, see what Grace is the place what it's all
Absolutely.
about.
Grace
Why
is the place.
Grace the place?
Yeah, so why
Grace
is
the place?
Grace the place? I'm going to ask you that.
Oh,
You've been
why
around
is Grace
forever.
the place? Because, like Miss Irvington said, the second you walk through that threshold, you feel God's
Second.
presence. It's just
Amen.
a different place to be. You see the love, you see the hugs, you see the unity, you see people laughing all the time, the children are all happy. It's just, you have to come and experience it to see what I'm talking about.
Right.
I think everyone should go
Right.
to one of their recitals or something because
They could do that also.
I mean, when you get older, like my age, you like going to these things. you
Yeah,
know,
of
when the
course.
kids are little, you like going, but you have to go.
Right,
You
but now
got to
you
go to
enjoy it.
practice. You have to do all
Right,
that.
right.
Now, when you're older and your kids are gone, and your grandchildren are older and they're gone, you're looking to do this.
Right.
I find
right.
myself going to dance recitals, you know, because you know, I need that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
And
understand.
that's why I do a lot of the community work that I do. And then you meet all these great people, and you just don't know where it could take you. You know, but I see an envisionment for your school, like maybe doing. Have you ever done a newsletter for the school for the kids where they made their own?
Do their
they
own.
made their own.
Yes. No, that we haven't done.
That's
Something we
something
could
that
do.
would be
Yes,
interesting.
Their
absolutely.
perspective,
Yes.
what they like about
Yes.
Grace, what they,
Yeah.
what
I like
their
that. That's a
vision
good idea.
is for
Yes.
next year.
Or a
Definitely.
handmade
It's
book.
very nice.
You know, not that you have to go, you know, make a book like this, but there are ways to make a handmade book where each you give it out for a month, and you know you give them 3 criterias, and then you know they all get to talk about it, and that's something they could even put on Facebook. Their parents, you know. So there's all different things you can do to grow a school, and what you're doing already is phenomenal. So I'm assuming you're just going to keep going and going and going.
That's the
Praise
plan.
to God.
Yes, and you know we have a lot of things in common. Obviously, you're a human resource specialist, Lori
Hyman.
Hyman.
Yes, yes.
Well,
I actually saw her at Valentine's Day,
Last night, right?
oh,
And a dinner.
wow. Oh my gosh.
and we had the
Such a
best
small
time
world.
at La Focaccia restaurant. If any of you ever want to try it, and there's a show coming up the end of the month, and the gentleman who sings, his name is Bob D'Amato. Him and I went to grade school together
Oh, wow.
from Floral Park. So
Okay.
this is how business
community.
Connections,
continues
yes,
and continues. And who thought that I would, you know, hook up, you know, just to meet with him again. And now he's part of our show. He sings once a month on the show.
I love it.
So today I didn't bring on a singer because I wanted this to be very serious.
Right,
Yes.
yeah.
But if you ever came back on, we could have like a preacher come and sing a little guitar song to start the show and end the show
I would love
about
that.
the new
The new
Song.
song.
Grace
The
is
new
the place
song.
song.
The great
Yes,
song.
I
That's
love
it.
that.
Those
I
are the
love
kinds
it.
of things that I do with my marketing. It's not.
Okay.
It's I call it marketing in your pocket. Here's the pocket, all right?
Right.
The marketing stems from up here, and not just me. 5 people talking, and then it trickles down into the pocketbook. You know why? Because when you leave here, you take it.
I love it.
It's yours forever. Every day you're going to share it, and that's yours. And you use that as your mantra. And it sounds like you have a lot of mantras. So my mantra is every day: get up, get dressed, show up,
I love it.
never give up.
Yep.
And that's what my book, From Fire to Freedom, is about. And it can work in any industry because any age. Because today, if you don't do all that, and the most important thing I believe is dress up. But today the kids don't have to do that as much
Right.
because the parents are not that into it. But do you have the uniforms? So
Actually,
you don't have that problem.
But in our school, when they have nut days, which is a no uniform today, nut day.
Do they wear pajamas?
No, they dress up.
No, they dress
yeah,
up.
they
Oh.
wanna wear
Decked
their
out.
They
clothing.
come
That's their
in, especially
time.
when we have Spirit Week and we have dress up day. They come in their dresses and their suits, and even yesterday was Valentine's Day. And
Oh, were they
we-
all in red?
red, pink, all Valentine's Day colors? But we had a kindergarten that came in a red pant and jacket suit with
Like a
black
tuxedo, yep.
lapels.
Oh.
Yes, they dress up.
Do you
Yeah.
give an
dress up.
award or no? It's too
They
competitive that way.
probably
No.
and they look forward to those
Too
times.
competitive
Yes.
They
for
look
that.
forward
Come in and
Yeah,
get
they
for
dressed
nut
up
days.
and wear
Absolutely.
what
At
they
the
wanna
restaurant last night, the other night, everyone looked fabulous. You walked into the room, every man had on a red shirt. Would you believe that? Now, years ago, that would not have happened.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Men would not wear a red shirt. So
Right.
that just shows you how things change.
Absolutely.
And everything changes, and it can change and continue to change. Who knows, in 3 years, Valentine's Day could be purple.
Right. Yeah.
Because now they put red and orange together.
Yeah.
And actually, it doesn't look bad.
It doesn't look bad.
No, today they put a lot of odd colors together, and that brings the flavor of whatever it is that you're trying to, talk about and things like that. But today we have Cracker Jacks. Would anybody like a little Cracker Jack? No? Yeah, here you go.
Cracker Jacks.
Thank
So
This is something
long.
that
Cracker Jack.
it's very old-fashioned,
I love it.
and I go back to the basics.
Oh, I love it.
And I
Kinda
believe,
the-
I believe, like, even with politics
Thank
and presidents, okay? Go back to basics. Look at a magazine for a school that wrote something in a magazine 40 to 50 years ago. Find it. Repeat it. What's old is new.
Right.
And that's another thing I believe in for marketing. Because I used to work in a magazine. We used to go in this room, there was ladders, magazines for years, and they used to make us climb the ladder to get the magazine from 40 years ago.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Open it up, look at the ads.
Oh.
And that's where, when they would start changing things, go back to basics.
Back to the
And that's another very good tool to use nowadays.
Absolutely.
Back to basics,
Back to
because
basics.
what's life about? People, places, kindness,
Yeah.
growth, children, products. I mean, and nowadays, products, I mean, there's so many new products out there. Now, in your school, I'm sure you have a lot of tech now, right? With the scope.
We have Promethean boards. No
What
more-
that? So tell me, what is that? Because I don't even
Yes.
know.
Oh
What's a
my God.
Promethean board?
So the Promethean board has taken the place of a chalkboard.
You're kidding. So what do
There's
you
no
write with
more-
a pen?
It is like a
does
huge
everything.
computer. Huge, maybe 56 by 80. And everything is done on the Promethean
Yeah.
board. It's used as an instructional tool. It's
Really?
used as a whiteboard. They use it even to show movies or learning videos,
Using
anything.
Technology
Yes.
at Grace Lutheran Day School.
Wow, that's unbelievable. Do the kids get to use it too, or no?
When they
just
go up for interaction, yes,
Yes?
they do. Yes, they do.
Our
So
students have
what about
Chromebooks.
you? So you
Yeah.
have a technology teacher.
We do have a technology
Yes, we do.
teacher, Mr. Castro. All of our students in grades 3 through 6, they have Chromebooks.
I don't have one.
I love it.
I got my little phone, and I believe it or not, I still work on a PC.
Yeah.
I don't like the little
The little
Yeah.
tablet.
laptop because I got big hands.
Yeah, me
You know,
too.
and I like to be
Wanna
able to look at
type
my
and see
screen.
the
Yes.
My screen is big.
Well, the era that we're in, the children know all about it. So
I know.
they navigate that with no problem.
problem.
And then we have a technology lab where we have 17 Dell desktops.
That's
And grades K1
wonderful.
and 2, that's where they go.
They
because
do,
we
but they
believe
need
that
to
they're
learn
still
the
need
Yes.
to learn.
basic and the
Yes.
So that when they
screen
get into 3rd grade, they'll be but they already know how to navigate.
They
Because they
do.
have
They're
laptops,
good.
they know all of that. But yes, that's what we do.
Well, all three of you have such impressive degrees and so many different, titles. You just kept going and going for more and more and more, right?
Yes.
I wish I had done that when I was younger. Because one of my issues, after losing my big job, was not having that degree. But you can still get there
Yes.
But you have to go back to school.
Right.
So what I tell everybody when I coach kids all the time. You have to go to school. But sometimes they don't want to. So my daughter did not. She went, but she didn't do well in the beginning. And then I stopped paying for her college. And then she paid at Hofstra for her own. And then she was, forget about it. She was happy. So sometimes kids just have to be here on their own timetable.
Yes,
That is
absolutely.
But
Very
the
true.
That is
mentor,
absolutely
Very true.
the
Very true.
mentorship is very important, though.
That is
And it really starts from when they're young.
Yes.
it
Yes.
does.
Yeah, because they really need to be mentored. Not that they're not mentored by the parents, they are.
But,
But
outside.
They're going to listen to somebody else.
Absolutely.
Even the teachers, or even an outsider that comes into the school because of something silly that they get connected with, something in common. Maybe they like the same character on TV, who knows? But that's even in life with jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go on an interview for a job, and all of a sudden you hit it off with the person interviewing you because you both like boats,
Yep.
and you have a boat, which is pretty sad
Yeah.
because you should be interviewed based on your resume and your experience, but it's the skills.
It's human nature.
Right. And the
Yes.
thing about college now, which I've been trying to talk to a lot of professors, is kids are book smart. But in college, they're not ready to know how to network. And that's one of my goals, to get one college to let me do that. Because they don't know. So I'm working on that too. I'm working with 2 universities right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very good.
But today, it's all about people, places, things, who, what, when, why, and something different.
Absolutely.
So we
Something
kind of
different.
talked about a lot of different things
We
today.
did.
A lot of vision that.
Bring up vision. We do have a vision for Grace.
The vision for grace.
So I
The
think.
vision for grace.
Yeah, we have the vision. I think we have a clip, don't we, Bobby? I think we have a clip in the back. Where is that vision?
Ah.
So talk about the vision. Why don't you talk about it?
Okay, so our vision is to develop ethical, resilient, and compassionate individuals who will make a positive impact in their communities. And I believe that Grace is the foundation for that, with the academic standards, the technical proficiency, and the cultural response to curriculum. We promote social and emotional, because especially in this day and age, as you said, is very important. Social and emotional is very important. We
Very
even
Yes.
we have a social worker that comes to Grace once a week.
That's
Yes.
And
wonderful.
we have the children line up to see her, because children go through so many different things.
Yeah, and they probably talk more to the
Yes,
social
they
worker
do.
than
Yes.
they do to the teacher.
And it's someone that is, not biased because she's not mom, dad,
Right.
principal, teacher. She's someone that's in the field and gives them strategies and how to deal with life, because it's not easy for our children.
no.
It's not easy for adults
easy.
with alone children, especially with all that's happening in the world. So I think that's very important as well.
Now, what happens when a student comes to school and they saw the news of a negative? I mean, let's not talk negative, but one negative thing. A student comes in and says, "Teacher, I don't understand," and starts to cry. I'm afraid. How do you handle that in that kind of a, environment?
So being a Christian school, we have devotions every morning where we believe in including God first. And in devotions, we talk about life activities and things that happen, and we pray. We have open prayer. And that's when a child is able to feel free to raise his or her hand and express what they're feeling, and we pray for it. So that's when some of these things may come out. Okay? And that's what we do. We
That's
pray
good.
about
And then
it.
other people will kind of blend into the conversation
Yes.
if they have a concern at the same time.
Or if we have 15 kids, maybe 14 hands will go up because they have something that they
yes.
have on their mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we have chapel every week, sometimes we have conversation
Mm-hmm.
about different things. We have lockdown drills. Sometimes
Right.
things come out of lockdown drills.
That's scary.
And you have to stop what you're doing, and because children are afraid.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's very important to keep them at ease and help them feel safe.
Yeah.
And Grace is a safe place.
It's a
Right.
safe.
Grace is a safe place,
Right.
and it is
It
the
is a
place.
safe place.
It's a safe
It's a
place,
safe
and it is
place.
Yes.
the place.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
And
What are your
that's
school
so-
colors?
Green and black.
Nice, I like
Yeah,
that.
green and black.
Wow, very, very nice. I'm telling you, I want to go back to school.
You want to go back to school?
I want to
Come
be.
and
I
visit
want to be a
anytime.
student. I definitely would.
We just had a
definitely.
wonderful Valentine's Day party
Oh, yes.
yesterday. A lot of dancing.
Yeah.
Our first grade
A lot of
teacher was a
fun.
DJ. We had, because school is also about experiences, fun experiences,
Fun,
Right.
too.
not
Absolutely
just
right,
just
yeah.
academic learning. Because you have to make it a good
Fun.
a
And
good
I
experience.
also
wanna
noticed,
come.
now I don't think that's in school yet, but in the senior centers now, they're bringing animals in.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
And that's something, you know, it's
Yes.
hard to bring in animals because there's insurance and all
Right.
that, not to schools, but they're bringing in stuffed animals to the seniors now that talk and sing,
Oh, wow.
Oh,
and they're
wow.
loving that at the senior centers,
That's interesting.
at the assisted livings.
Okay.
Yeah,
can
but there's
see that.
also, if you ever want to get involved and, you know, do something where the older children, like maybe the sixth graders, you could pick 5 students that I could connect you with, and they go read to a senior at one of the centers.
That's great.
We could do something like that if you ever think you might want to try that. So give you a
Definitely.
few things to roll
Definitely.
around in your
Yeah.
head.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like to do things that are different. I don't want, you know, not what
Do the
everybody else
same
is
thing,
doing.
right?
Because that's when you stand out. You know, when it's different.
Yes.
And you know, I got you before though. You didn't know what I said when I said, "Can you scratch?"
Actually, I was thinking I would say, nah, she didn't mean that. No, that's the only scratching I know. I said, nah, she didn't mean
when
that.
when I sent out those invitations, do you know what kind of buzz it caused?
I could imagine.
Most people do not know what a scratch is. They
Yeah.
think it's a
They think
scratch.
it's
Yeah.
trying to-
Yeah.
And especially today, you know, that's from years ago. You would say that, you know.
Right. Yeah.
And that's something that it's a very unique tool to learn how to do, and it's for your income someday.
Yeah.
You know,
Make big
and
money.
nowadays,
DJs,
with
yeah.
nowadays, forget about it. They make
Right.
so much money. Last thing, we didn't talk about sports.
So we had a church volunteer who ran a basketball program for after school in our school. Also, our PE teacher is phenomenal.
Oh, she's amazing.
We have physical education every Thursday, and she
Okay.
does so many different things. At one point, we had soccer. We also had chess.
Wow.
So, you know, those are some of the things that we have.
We do have
Well,
dance.
I'll tell you,
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
is
dance
definitely
also,
Gumdrop Day. Let's have another one because you got to eat your gumdrops today.
Thank you.
And they're in honor of Valentine's Day. There you go. There
Happy
you go.
Gumdrop Day. Thank you.
Well, there you go. And this is for you.
Oh, I
And this
appreciate
is for you. Yours is on that
Thank
end.
you.
Thank
Everybody
you so
gets
much.
a little gift, and this is my
Thank you
book,
very much.
Thank
which
you,
someday I
Valentina.
would
Thank
love to
you.
come and talk to your kids about.
Thank you.
And again, I mean, let's talk about that website again.
Website is glcas.org and call anytime 516-599-6557. Open houses every day.
And make
Call
sure
and we're
you,
there
when
for
you
you.
speak to Wanda, you tell them you saw it on the Breakfast Club
Absolutely.
show.
And thank you, Valentina, for having
Oh,
us.
Yes,
yeah,
thank
thank
you
you.
so much.
Really
It's been a
fun.
pleasure.
And
Yeah.
also
Thank
a
you.
big shout out to Lori Hyman that set
Oh,
this whole
yeah.
Hi, Lori.
thing up.
Thank you,
Hi,
Lori.
Lori. Thank
Lori
you.
Hyman, who I met, I don't even remember where we met. I don't know, some kind of job interview. We were both interviewing for the same job.
Huh.
And then we said, let's go have tea. And that was 16 years ago.
Wow.
And
Been
she's
friends for a
since been
while.
remarried.
Yes.
I've since, you know,
Yes.
lost a widow and became involved with a wonderful man.
Yes.
And we had dinner, the four of us.
Very nice.
Very
And,
nice.
you know,
Very
she
nice.
had some beautiful wedding. I don't know if you
That's
saw her
so
pictures.
nice. Oh
Yes.
my God.
But she's a beautiful woman. And she and I both went through a lot of trauma for a while.
Yes.
Because when you're 50 and you lose a good job that you've been at forever, you have to open your brain power to try to do
Yes,
something different.
Absolutely.
But it doesn't mean that your skills are bad. You just have to play around with. So if anybody out there needs help, needs to talk to someone, needs ideas for marketing, whatever, we do it all here at the Breakfast Club. And we would love to help you. And we would like you to come on the show and call us. And everybody, please watch, like, and share. And don't forget, Grace Lutheran School, Hempstead Avenue, Malvern, the place to be. Grace is the place.
It's the place.
Grace is the
Grace
place.
It
One more
definitely is
time,
the
guys.
place.
Grace,
Grace
is
is
the
the
place.
Rise and shine, get up and go. It's the Long Island